I like the recoil on the video there.
I have to sneeze like that, otherwise I get a weird pain in my side. Like a debilitating pain.
I get a really bad pain when I sneeze.
Really?
Down
So
to my
I'm not
hand.
alone.
Down to my right hand. Really hurts. No, I googled it because I thought, does this mean I'm dying or something? Basically because your whole body is like squeezing at once. Certain nerves can be like squeezed.
Oh, so I must have certain sensitive nerves like here.
Yeah, so those nerves will be squeezed, and my nerves that go down to my hand gets squeezed, so I get
This
a
is-
serious pain down to my hand.
This is why I use the tactic of screaming when sneezing, because you don't get that. Because your body doesn't...
Yeah, exactly. Hence the dad sneeze. You got a dad sneeze, basically.
Yeah, you got to just scream, because you don't tense your body up. You just...
Yeah, I've got such a vivid memory of the first time I noticed that sneezing nerve pain. I was like at a sleepover in like primary school, and I was really allergic to like dust back then. So like my friend's mum like got an old pillow down or whatever, and I started sneezing, but I was sneezing inwards, and I must have been sneezing so much that it was like it felt like I was stabbed in the side almost. I didn't know what to do, but I hid it though, like a true man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a strong man.
Being a boy is hiding your sneeze pain. Being a man is screaming it out.
So true. Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, everybody. Welcome to JARCast, episode 282. A palindrome, if you will.
You say that every time.
Every time there's a palindrome. You got a problem with that?
No.
Do you have a problem with that, James?
No, I like it.
Do you have a problem with that, Jim?
No, I like it.
Do you have a problem with that, Reen?
No,
Reen's still here, everybody. Another week of Reen.
Reenie.
Yeah.
I'm in the council who's going to put a vote in the Supreme Court that Ween is forever banished from the Jar Media podcast.
Well, me and Alex are the rest of the Supreme Council, and we deny it.
No,
Yeah.
the president will just overturn your vote anyway, so it doesn't matter.
There is no president.
Oh, there is.
President of the United Kingdom.
Ooh. Someone looks like a fool.
We got a queen over here.
Oh yes, I am Queenie. I'm Big G,
I'm Big Q.
and that's Big R, Big Ween.
Do you think it's messed up that we've kind of abandoned the alternate names? We used to have this real thing going each week where it was like, we got the Golden Freddy over here, we got
Tyler
Craig
Durden
over here, we got Smartmore over here.
I think that era passing is probably one of the best things to happen to Jar structurally.
Why?
Consistency. Having consistent names makes...
Oh, yeah, we still have the most consistent names around.
We have more consistent names than previous. And that... A step in the right direction is still a step.
I'm not sure about that one.
Of course you disagree, Ween.
Ooh.
Are you
Guys,
disagreeing?
disagree with Reen? Disagreeing with Reen. It's the new segment.
Eating green, eating Ween.
The most controversial statements Reen will deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other kinds Randy can deal with.
Yeah.
We're getting quite a few R's now on the cast. It's a unique JJR cast.
Yeah.
Nice.
Robert Downey Jr.
Jur. Do you ever regret me like not investing in a soundboard?
No, oh my!
the cast?
If you invested in a soundboard, I can guarantee our lives would be significantly more miserable. No,
Like a programmable one, like any sound we want.
Yeah.
So every episode, it's just like a new nightmare for James, basically.
on the subject of soundboards, have you seen those buttons owners get for their dogs?
Buttons.
Where it's just this like funny TikTok joke where it's like, oh, the dog wants food, and then that other button is like a swear word, and it's like, haha, funny dog swearing.
Innocent thing doing edgy thing, much like Minions with rude memes.
I'm not a fan of dogs pressing buttons to speak.
I thought you were about to say you're not a fan of Minions, in which case I was
No.
going to get
I
angry.
think Minions have been on the rise recently because of the Gentle Minions movement. And that
Gentle Minions.
where you go
hashtag Gentle Minions.
you go
right?
to the cinema to watch Despicable Me 3 before
So
2.
it's actually Minions 2,
Minions 2.
the fifth in the franchise.
And you
Duh.
dress as a gentleman
a gentle minion.
Yeah. Really
which is
unfunny.
ironic because they're anything but gentle.
Yeah. Really unfunny. You're making minions not cute. Stop satirizing minions. Leave them natural. They're cute. My
Stop corrupting
Facebook.
them.
Yeah, don't corrupt my minions. The Facebook groups are so angry at the moment.
Isn't it weird that once again Jar's kind of predicted a meme coming, with James saying that he likes minions and being chill
only
about
mere
liking-
months ago.
Yeah.
You were saying, but it's a bit of a thing I've been noticing, like people saying like, yeah, actually, it was just groupthink to hate minions this whole time. They're actually based, everybody.
Yeah. That's the whole thesis for this gentle minion.
Yeah, I'm sure Illumination and Universal are clapping at the free advertisement and extra revenue they're getting as
Yeah,
the result of
hordes of people are going to the cinema
Because of gentle
because of a meme.
minions.
It's the Morbius thing, but it actually worked.
yeah, but missing like the joke, the funny part.
Yeah.
That's the issue I have. Just like the issue I have with how dirty this house is and how much cleaning we've got to be doing to get things in order. This is the housekeeping segment where we round off and address and summarize some of the conversations from the previous episode from furious Jarlings.
We make them furious regularly.
Sometimes
I
we
think I'm
do.
a big contributor to the furosity of the Jarlings.
That's what makes it so
I feel
spicy.
like this is just targeted at this point. I say nothing that's ever worth any anger.
Joseph's going to get us going. Reen brings some much-needed edge and grit to the show. Fantastic addition. Not to jerk myself off too much there, but thank you.
I'd have to agree.
What do you think, James? Do you agree, disagree with Joseph?
But you don't even have to ask me about my opinion on Ween.
My balls are Richie has a real one in regards to last episode's topic of
Obi-Wan.
the Marvel effect on Star Wars, where characters appear everywhere, feels like fan fiction and is weighing the series down. The reason this is happening, I think, is because of inspiration. Whereas the original Star Wars films were inspired by Kurosawa and samurai cinema, sci-fi serials, Shakespearean family drama, spaghetti western aesthetic, and Eastern religion and philosophical influence, the current Star Wars is just inspired by Star Wars content itself. Often feels like fan service, leading to content like somehow Palpatine returned. The Mandalorian felt like a step in the right direction because, in my opinion, it's basically using the foundation of Lone Wolf and Cub, the 70s samurai films. But then, with Book of Boba Fett and the sequels, you can see Disney attempting this Marvel-type crossover stuff where the inspiration is now just Star Wars itself and can make content feel like a fan film. That's quite a good way of summarising a lot of the problems they're having.
Yeah.
From an outsider perspective, because I've not been engaged with any of the Star Wars boom. I watched the first sequel, and I didn't watch pretty much any others besides Rogue One. So seeing it from that type of view, that is just what it looks like. It just looks like it's trying to be Marvel, and it's trying to make Marvel money.
They're in the same bucket at this point.
Yeah.
Content churn, a lot of similarities or whatever.
Just absolute for profit, and only profit, nothing to do with art or integrity.
Yeah, unless they channel the true inspirations, and all the stuff that has gotten right has tended to do that. So, Good observation. Idle High says this: who you might remember last episode played a cover of Crazy Goblins. Crazy Goblins cover guy here. I have to say, this is the proudest moment of my entire life. I've been watching for about 6 years now and never thought I'd be acknowledged on the cast. Also, I'd be happy to satisfy James and cover Minion Supreme as well if he actually means it. BRBR.
Do it.
What's BRBR?
I thought it was B.
I assume it's a shortened version.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool, actually, I think.
Oh, here we go. Starman99 has one. Dear Jar, I'm a big fan. I've been watching for years. I really look up to Reen. We have a lot in common, and it reassured me that I'm not immature for liking Lego or SpongeBob. I'd really appreciate if you guys had a meet and greet at MCM Comic-Con. I went to see Gorillaz the same day the cast did, August 11th, and was heartbroken to miss seeing you. Other YouTubers like Tomska and Ashens were there when I went in May. Please give it a thought. as a group of jar boys would be such chaos energy. Game on, peng tings.
How are we going to shoot this down?
Would you ever go to like a convention?
I'm going to say no. Simply because I think I don't view myself as like on the same level of these Tomskers and whatnot. So going there feeling like, oh yeah, I'm a YouTuber and whatnot just doesn't sit right with me. It's not like the type of thing I want out of Jar.
You don't want to meet the Jarlings?
It's not that I don't want to meet them, but I'm a huge introvert, and going to those type of events is my literal hell. That is my paralysis demon as an event is those type of events. I can't do it. I'm not.
I've been to like a couple. I went to one in Birmingham. But like I didn't announce I was there or anything. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of with James where I don't know.
I think it's like meeting fans just in the wild at Sammy's is like, that's cool.
Yeah, I like
it's
that.
like it's
or like we often will meet Jarlings when we see live music.
Yeah,
that's one of the most common ones.
And that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just like it's like a natural like experience. Mm-hmm. You're not going there because when you're going to these events, you're expected to meet people. So you're kind of on edge, and the way you're going to interact can be not true. It can be fake almost because you're expecting it. But if you just run into someone...
Well, yeah, I found it interesting when I was at the one in Birmingham. There were a bunch of like big TikTokers there. And people like queue up to get an autograph from a TikToker. And I just kind of was walking around like gawking. It's like, this is crazy.
Yeah, YouTubers are the like the race of elders now. They're like the old school thing. TikTokers have overthrown.
Yeah. And there's a new one each week. Who's your favourite TikToker, James?
Sally's Pizza.
Sally Slices?
Sally Slices.
Who's Sally Slices?
Bro, everyone knows Sally Slices.
How do you not know Sally Slices?
Come on, bro.
What kind of slice?
Life.
It's up to you. Yeah, slice of life, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, Sally's Slice of Life.
Motivational slice of life videos.
Is it gym videos?
You love gym videos.
What do you mean by that?
Videos of me.
That's true. The D Pro says this. Hi Jar boys, I can't believe I managed to catch up to this episode. I've been watching IHE for a long time, and a couple months ago I started listening to the Pogs Jost cast. I assume that. I assume you mean us. I mainly had you guys on in the background while playing The Binding of Isaac. Thoughts? And it really made playing that game a special experience for me. You guys made me laugh out loud so much. I don't even think the Sleepycast managed to do that for me. James really has to be my favourite, but I love all you guys. The weirdest part about this journey is that the relatively quick change from Ruben being a mainstay to him not appearing at all. Funny thing is, I watched the Ruben video explaining why he's no longer on the cast first, and then started with episode 1. So listening with that knowledge made it a bit weird. Also, when you guys reached the big bad of early 2020, that's a good way of putting it, it was really interesting hearing the perspectives again after the fact. Not that it's really over, but you know what I mean. Now I'm all caught up, and definitely look forward to catching the newest episode every week. Thanks so much, guys. Cheers.
Yeah, no, I mentioned this in a previous episode that I went back and watched the pre-bad video where I talked about my trousers and my getting into shorts to go to the bathroom to then get naked.
Oh, the pajamas thing.
The pajamas thing. And that was like pre-bad. And it is just crazy in that the fact that that's like 2 years.
Yeah.
And even now it's like that we knew nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah. That was a good era though, that one.
Pre-bad. The pre-bad or like as bad started was like a really...
There are some gems, yeah.
There are some real gems.
There's some gems though, of course. AE says this. Hi boys. I guess I want to chime in on the gamer girl discussion. So I'm a woman and I've invested a really large part of my life into games, especially competitive esporty games. I used to be huge into Overwatch, climbing through the ranks, and when I got to like High Diamond, voice comms became really important. That's where I had to stop because most of the time when I opened my mic, I got absolutely shit on. Till that point, I'd avoided communicating in voice chat. it felt pretty bad because the game was really important to me back then, and I was super invested in the ranked shit. The things being said didn't really get to me because being a woman in the competitive video game space, you really get used to that shit. The games being ruined is what got to me. So 3 years ago, I started playing League of Legends, which doesn't have voice chat. League is absolutely toxic and the chat is a cesspool, but at least it's an even playing field for me. I can communicate just as easily as everyone else, and my gender doesn't get in the way of my rank grind. Oh god, that sentence is so stupid. I would never ever play a competitive game with voice comms, which is kind of sad, but I had to accept that fact in Overwatch. Oh, and by the way, I had a horrible anti-SJW phase 2, sorry for the long comment. It's kind of what we were saying.
It's like with ranked and whatnot, you kind of, it's like Rainbow Six. It was like communication just becomes key when you're trying to enjoy that game.
Yeah.
It's the same with Apex to a certain level.
Yeah.
It's
so
like
if you weren't playing anything competitively, basically.
Yeah, it's fucked and it's
not casually.
But I'm glad that League doesn't have it, because if League had voice chat, oh my god.
I don't even think I've ever watched gameplay of League of Legends. All I know about it is that it's just toxic as fuck. It's got like the worst fan base ever.
Yeah. And imagine that on mic, it would just be like the sloppiest remains of 4chan. It's like the grease that filters out 4chan onto the floor. That's what the League of Legends like voice chat would be.
Couple more here to end this segment. IFGVuga says, watching this with really bad wind. Hope you sorted that out. And Ern, more importantly, says, Bear boys, I work in an online shop processing orders, and one of the customers had the surname Loy. This, of course, had me pissing myself laughing like an idiot in front of my co-workers, and I had to say I was just laughing at a podcast I was listening to, which didn't really help as I was actually listening to Jar at the time and couldn't realistically explain why Alex singing Bippity Boppity Boy to his dog was funny. So yeah, thanks for creating an awkward situation.
What was the first name? What would be the perfect first name for the surname
Premium.
Loy? No, that's not a real name though.
Preem? What do you think then? Richard Loy?
No, not Richard, no.
Bugatti? Bugatti Loy? Oh, you gotta have something.
Yeah, you if you can't have fake names, what's the real name?
That is a question to you, not
What
to
about
me.
Loy with an E at the end? Loy.
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 No,
Yeah,
Ulani.
if you can-
Ulani's the best name.
To end this segment then, George is not okay says, just a reminder, it is now definitely summer, so you better be in those ice cold showers, boys. Been cold showering?
No, it's not summer.
What
This
is it-
week
what is
has
it
been
then?
pretty cold and rainy.
No,
It might be
you're
like
lying.
28 degrees today, but that doesn't mean
No,
it's
it's been
summer.
consistently really warm for ages.
No,
I've been cold showering.
No, but this is the thing. We're almost at the end of summer, and there's not been a day when I haven't been able to sleep. I think something's up.
What about last night? Last night
It's
was
not nearly
horrible.
the end of summer though, it's the beginning of July.
Yeah.
Summer ends in August.
Yeah, and we're at the beginning of July.
Yeah, that's like almost 2 months.
August ends in August. August is in like 2.5 weeks.
But doesn't it
Doesn't
start
end
in June?
August.
It does.
Yeah.
No, honestly, I felt weird this year because it doesn't seem to be as hot as like last year. I remember
Well,
there
no,
was
it's-
a period of like last year when there was like 5 days of hell,
Yeah.
and I don't seem to have had that this year. Like any.
We've had some very hot days, but like, I
Like-
believe in the great flattening.
What do you mean by that?
Everything's becoming flatter.
What? Yeah, like the Earth.
No, like winter is less cold.
She was saying it's
Summer
like
is less
evening
hot.
out.
The autumn is less mild.
It's all just becoming the same.
Yeah, by the time we're in, let's say 5 years, there's going to be no variation in weather.
It's just one constant temperature.
One constant
sun just stays
temperature
one place.
with rain for like 2 hours a day at the same time every day.
That would prove that the Earth is flat. That CERN can control weather. If the Earth is flat, It's going to be easier to control the weather and stabilize it. Have you not realized that there's been loads of storms in America recently because they turned CERN back on? Come on, people, wake up.
CERN's back on.
Yeah, they did turn CERN on recently.
See, personally, I heard they were controlling the weather with other means, such as planes.
Oh, no. The planes have nothing on CERN, bro.
Or birds.
Or electric cars.
Yeah, electric cars. When
Solar panels, bro. It's in the solar panels. They're taking the heat.
When the water cars come out.
No, the water cars aren't going to be any because anyone who gets them just disappears.
But do you want to give the Jarlings context for that if they're not sure? Do
Water cars?
Little meme chat, surely. 'Cause that's a pretty good one. Does that count?
Water cars?
Yeah, the water car meme.
Is it based in any reality?
Have they ever tried it? How? Doing what with the water?
I think this is where the meme context has kind of removed the original. So there was a shooting in America recently. And one of the people who...
Oh, Jesus.
He was making like genuine water-powered cars. Like an actual scientist making water-powered cars.
But how? How does it work? What do they do?
I can't tell the exact science, but since then it's been a meme to be like, you're making water-powered cars, you're gonna disappear. And I think it's been diluted in the fact that some people have been seen pouring water into looks like a tank in their engine and be like, oh, my car's water powered, but it's not water powered.
Surely they're just like filling up the screen cleaner or something.
But I heard months ago from a guy, a drunk guy in a pub. He was like, I know this guy that's like, he's a part of this company, and apparently they've figured out a way to make cars run off water. And
like seawater,
just any water, H2O. Like there's no downsides. It's the most abundant, resource on the planet.
Yeah, but what happens when we suck it up?
Well, then we run out of water, and then it's a whole.
Where do you get?
Because remember, Cape Town has water issues. They've used too much water. They're running out of water. It's a real issue that humans will run out of water at some point.
Why don't we just? There's lots of seawater.
But like, how does it propel a vehicle forward? What part of it?
Well, it's instead of breaking up fuel to generate heat and energy, it's breaking up water to generate heat and energy.
Yeah, but how? You can't run water on a standardly designed engine.
Well, no, that's the whole thing. But this guy was like, they won't release the water powered engine because they can't make as much money off of water as they can fuel.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the theory.
This was legit like 2 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, he told me about this. Maybe not that long. Like 1 year ago.
That's wacky.
Yeah.
Man. Once those conspiracy gates open, they really aren't shutting easy, are they?
Yeah. So I believe it. But think about it as well. Like you start using water for fuel, and water's getting broken down as fuel. What's being released?
Dunno.
What's water made out of?
Bit of this, bit of that.
No carbon, no CO2, no greenhouse gases from vehicles. The government is taking out people that are creating water-powered water cars.
I think I'm doing it. I'm just Googled it to try and get a basis on it. And
is it a fusion thing?
So what, you'd have to have a fusion reactor in every car?
It's not, I don't think it's a fusion thing. Like this breakdown in basics said that the process of electrolysis can split water into hydrogen and oxygen, but it takes as much energy to take apart a water molecule as was released when the hydrogen was oxidized to form water. Scientifically it's a very complex thing, and I can't explain it. But I think it's mainly
probably why it's a conspiracy.
But it's like hydrogen fuel cells that's possibly the future because obviously the byproduct of using hydrogen in cars is water, and that is a very efficient way to run a car. But then hydrogen doesn't have the infrastructure, so it will never be a mainstay because of the infrastructure. But basically, there's a lot of memes about cars running on water, and it's BS.
Bro, can you say something loudly a second? Okay. We good.
But I will say, all these videos of cars running on water, usually that might be water cooling for like intercoolers and whatnot, or meth.
Meth?
Yeah, shooting meth into your engine to get more power.
Like NOS?
Yeah, effectively. But it cools...
But does it
cools more the intake, which means you'll get more oxygen in your combustion chamber, which makes more power, as opposed to shooting liquid into your combustion chamber to make power.
But then does it make you like meth gurn?
Yeah, it means you can't post on Facebook that you want to buy meth, because it's meth is a drug, not meth as in the thing you use in your car.
Well, speaking of meth, let's look at the job media statistics. Sorry, I mean demographics.
Statistics and lies, Alex. We all know statistics are just lies.
If you remember, a long time ago we did a breakdown of what countries Jarlings are from.
Yeah.
Has it changed?
I thought we'd do it again. And see what's up.
See what changed.
Do it again. See what's up.
Who do you think? So it's broken down into percent of how many? Of 142 countries, and 143rd category being unknown, whatever that is.
Wow.
Unknown being 1% of the listener base, which is quite interesting.
Aliens.
Yeah, moon listeners, Mars listeners.
Yeah,
they're coming from outside sources. Or the fact that it's because the Earth is flat. It's the unknown is the underbelly of the world. The flip side.
Oh, the
Earth too.
The Stranger Things upside down.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Who do you think's number one?
United Kingdom.
I'm gonna say Africa.
Shut up.
Australia.
Nah, you're all wrong.
United States of America.
It's United States have a 34.81% share of jar.
Looks like we're gonna have to start switching up James's normal shtick.
Yeah,
it's clearly not going to be popular for our most popular demographic.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, the next is the UK.
Yeah, that's obvious. It's always going to be America.
You'd be surprised if the UK was towards the bottom. That would be something. But the UK's share of the audience is 31.67%.
So pretty close between the two.
Very close. Yeah, only 3% between them. But then things get interesting. James said Australia, they're up in third.
I said Australia.
Sorry, Jim said Australia.
Thank you.
They're up in third with 7.69%.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. And then, who do you think's next?
Canada.
You can read it from there. You're ruining the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Canada's next with a 4.27%. A little bit surprising to me for some reason, but I suppose it border America.
I'm gonna guess the next one, Germany.
No. Next up is Ireland. 3.42%.
Wow.
Yeah.
All driving around in their twin cams, watching John read your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is Sweden with 1.78%.
Sweden?
Yeah, in the top 10. Thanks, Swedes.
Yeah, thanks, Swedes.
And then your previous guess was correct, Germany. 1.76% there. And then a similar kind of share at number 9 with
France.
1.53%. Nah, but the French, they don't like us very much.
Well, I don't like them.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 9 at 1.53%. Norway.
Oh, okay.
Number 9. Number 10. 1.46%. The Netherlands.
Like Amsterdam.
Yeah, we'll make it there one day.
What?
Number 11.
Lithuania.
No. A certain place of birth.
New Zealand.
Yeah,
South Africa.
New Zealand.
Slough.
1.22% are Slough listeners. Not even impossible, to be honest. Breaking down, they're like 30-something%.
Yeah.
But there might be a large concentration in Slough.
I hope not.
It could be like 15%.
15% are in Swindon, no doubt.
Yeah. Huge majority.
They're just sitting there waiting in anticipation for every mention of that damn hellhole.
They're trying to get a photo of us leaving the Dream Lounge. That's why they're hiding out.
No, it's every time I go to Swindon, it's like stepping into like somewhere that's not hell yet. yeah, kind of.
Yarnum.
It's like every time it's like, oh, we're another 5% towards actual hell.
Yeah.
You know, like,
but you can just not go there for a month and then go there, and it's gotten like 30% worse than the last time you were there.
Yeah, with 2020 accelerating it.
Yeah,
to another degree. All these boarded up like shops and like needles all over the ground and NOS canisters and all sorts. Where did we get? Number 11, New Zealand, 1.22%. Now I'm going to take full responsibility for this one. Number 12, 1.15% Denmark.
1.15.
Yeah.
Nice one, Denmark.
Nice one, Denmark.
Wow.
Let's do up to 20, yeah?
Okay.
Because the percentages just go lower and lower, obviously, as you go down.
Yeah.
1.07% Finland.
Cool.
Bloody epic. But now's when things get a bit interesting. Not that there's nothing exciting about Finland.
What is exciting about Finland?
14, Mexico.
Oh.
There we go.
That is exciting.
0.61% Mexico. This shit getting crazy. Number 15, India. 0.48%. Still no mention of France. That's how much they fucking hate us. But speak of the devil, and France shall appear at number 16 with 0.43%.
Boo.
You don't even have to feel bad if it's 0.43% of the audience.
Yeah.
Like,
we're alienating 0.43% of our audience.
Well, no, because I'm going there, maybe.
Boo.
Yeah.
I just wanted that croissant.
Belgium's next, number 17, 0.36%. Followed by Switzerland, 0.34%. Austria, number 19, 0.28%. And finally, number 20, the Czech Republic, 0.27%.
Isn't that where the Pope lives?
Yeah. Where is Russia?
I'm pretty sure they don't have like... Oh no, it is on there. Russia's at number 40, 0.08%.
Just one person, probably. That's one Russian
That's
Jarling.
just a few hundred.
Okay, then where's Japan?
Good question. Number 45 after Russia, 0.06%.
With more Russian viewers than Japanese.
That makes sense though, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surely they're... No, I might be speaking out of turn, but I'd imagine English being spoken by more Russians than Japanese people.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? One Russian listener? Any other... Do you want to see who's at the bottom?
Yeah.
I feel like the bottom 10 is also interesting.
Yeah.
So at the very bottom, one listener in Zimbabwe.
Really? Hell yeah. Hey. That's awesome.
These aren't actually the YouTube statistics. These are purely the like podcast downloads.
Oh,
So,
wow.
This is just the podcast stuff.
Yeah.
Next up, Samoa. One listener.
It's the walk.
Uzbekistan. One listener.
I said Uzbekistan was on there. Fuck yes.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Bet you they own a C-35 LOL because they're all in Trinidad and Tobago. if you want
they
parts,
actually?
let me know.
They actually.
Yeah, Trinidad love LOLs.
Why?
So they were gonna scrap my dream LOL for like 200 quid because no one was buying it. Because Japanese cards are so cheap 10 years ago that a lot of countries, smaller countries like Trinidad and Tobago, it'd be so significantly cheaper to buy an import from Japan than get like a BMW or an Audi or any other
Really?
domestic market. Because you could buy a car that's better than the best BMW for 1% of the price, and then you have that. So there's lulls everywhere in Trinidad and Tobago.
Damn. Have you ever bought a part from there then?
I've tried to. It's just a bit of an issue trying to get them to send it.
Yeah, how do you even get it here?
Hence why I'll mention later.
Next is the Syrian Arab Republic. Then Palestinian territory disputed. Then Pakistan. Panama.
Oh my god.
Did I say Pumba?
I said Panamba. Namibia?
Namibia.
I don't even recognise some of these.
Namibia is on the west coast of Africa.
Okay. My geography is clearly not my strong suit.
We know.
One Cuban listener.
Really?
Yeah.
Send us some guys, will ya?
Yeah, please. I think that's kind of the most interesting standouts to me.
I think the world is just really interesting.
Yeah. The connection we have with everyone is really kind of cool. I like being able to reach people in faraway places in lands I might never visit. That is very cool.
You joke, but it's actually kind of sick.
No, it's generally sick as fuck.
Awesome.
Stop
me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we might have the most varied audience out of anything.
I think that's fair to say. I think that's very fair to say. I think it's the truth.
That's why I said it.
Yep, but I was just backing you up.
Cool.
I just noticed Jersey's at number 49. I assume they mean Jersey Island.
No, it's New Jersey.
No, I would say...
No.
that's
Jersey
in
America.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Tickle.
Isle of Man as well, is that there?
Isle of Men.
Isle of Woman. James, what were you alluding to just then?
I did something.
What have you done?
No, I launched my own little thing.
Your own little thing?
My own little thing.
Which is www.
Cassaline35.com.
By line, do you mean like a dash?
No, the line.
Isn't that a dash?
That line.
Horizontal line.
Horizontal line on your
not
keyboard.
underscore.
Yeah.
Dash.
Yeah. A dash.
Say
I thought
again.
dash was the slanted one.
No, that's slash.
That's a forward slash, right?
Oh, dashing. Oh, I'm getting my dashes and slashes mixed
dash. More like forward slash.
No, it's dash.
It is dash. Dash.
You make
Casa-35.com is a website I launched last Sunday that is a shop that specialises in selling parts for my car. It's my own little thing. Because
what's the not the Craigslist, the what am I trying to say?
Why
you summarize something quickly?
It's your shop.
Yeah, sell it to us and we'll do like a
I can't sell it to
Shark
you.
Tank.
Yeah, like like an elevator pitch.
Yeah.
I can't.
Can I be Deborah Morgan?
No, that's Dragon's Den.
I'm
that's our equivalent.
I'm gonna be I want to be Duncan Bannatyne.
Yeah, he's the one you're waiting for the presenter to introduce. Duncan Bannatyne.
Yeah.
Please continue.
So, many weeks ago, I had an idea that because my car is so uncommon in the UK, that if you have an accident, you basically can't repair it unless you buy your stock from Japan, which is expensive and can take time. So I decided to become the middleman and set up a shop with UK stock of these parts, so in the worst case scenario, you can get parts. And it's a fully set up website with a store, with an archive of information, something to help the people who own my car to get parts they need.
What do you think, speaking of like statistics and all this and like, demographics, do you think there's a Jarling listener who has a Laurel out there? What do you think?
Chances are 0. I don't think there's any Jar listener with
Are they
a
that
Laurel.
rare?
Unless, well, in Trinidad and Tobago, no. Everywhere else, yes.
What about the Trinidad listener then?
Yeah.
He could very well own a
might have a
C33 Laurel. Yeah, they could. Or they probably drove past them every day. But it's very unlikely any Jarling's going to benefit from this website because it's extremely niche.
It's like been your project in the background for a while?
It's been my thing. I've been buying stock in Japan. I've got loads of parts. It's just my little thing, my little passion thing, because I care and I like these cars a lot.
I think it's cooler than just having like a YouTube account for your car.
Yeah. Although you should have both.
Should have both.
You should have both.
Because then you attract attention of other Laurel owners with the channel and then funnel them to the website.
Yeah. It's just a passion thing because it's something that's been on my mind. Because like, if someone in a moto who can't see above the steering wheel because their seat's so low pulls out and I damage my car, my car's destroyed because I won't be able to get parts.
I was almost in a car crash with a moto the other day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What was
going around a roundabout. In town, it's like totally wrecked because there's traffic lights just everywhere. So
every direction.
It's just packed. So the cars coming from the right of the roundabout were stopped, so I could go.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pulling out slowly. Someone on the left of the roundabout, full speed ahead, just comes flying
Charges
out from the left.
Like a hippo charging.
It was genuinely really fucking close. Had to slam on the brakes. They slammed on their brakes, and it was like, did you even look? You've got the luxury of just flying around a roundabout and crash into whoever, and you're not going to die, but you're probably going to kill a family of 4.
Yeah, they're basically like, Go-Go Gadget, like, tall wheel thing that he does.
Yeah, Go-Go Gadget monster truck.
Yeah, you're basically just like Inspector Gadget, miles in the sky without a care in the world because you're above everyone.
Yeah,
in your stupid tank.
I think the way driving should work, I think when you pass your test, you should only be permitted certain cars.
Like how they do with motorbikes. It's a way to basically stop people having accidents on motorbikes, even though motorbike fatalities are usually caused by cars. Forget that. Dumb government idea, but it was a case of, if you've just passed your test, you're allowed 600. Once you get your next test, you can own 1,000, and there's unlimited. So then you can get any bike you want. But at the first stage, you only have 600cc. Someone who's just passed their test should not be allowed to own a moto.
Yeah, I totally agree.
But at the same time, a really old person shouldn't own a moto.
No.
Because motos are dangerous. They're heavy. And if you're not 100% competent behind the wheel, you can kill a family.
Or one person, but you're more than capable of killing people.
Yeah.
Which to them is fine because you're like safe in your tank.
But here's the thing, they're not. Because there's that infamous video in the car world of the GR Yaris, one of the best built cars in the last 20 years. Masterpiece of a car. Gets hit by a moto. The Yaris, the tiny little Yaris, is fine.
What's the moto brand?
Land Rover, the proper moto.
Mm-hmm.
What happens to the moto? I'm pretty sure it ends up on its roof. It hit a Yaris.
It drives into the back of it and like goes up and over.
Yeah. A Yaris, a tiny little dibby Yaris, is stronger than a moto.
I guess because they're so like big and tall.
Weight.
They basically use other cars as ramps.
Yes, center of gravity is so much higher that any type of balance, you're going to flip on your roof. They're dangerous. And the people who mostly drive these cars are not going to have the skills to be able to stop their car from rolling.
To turn it into a cool, like, flip trick thing.
Yeah.
The corkscrew.
Yeah, corkscrew in the air.
I have a lot of opinions on motos because I feel they're not the best. Like, Japan has a problem with population density, and their tactic was make cars really small. Really cheap, really small, so they can fit in places with high population density. In England, it's like, no, let's make our cars big. Really big.
Let's copy America, even though we have a fraction of the space.
Yeah.
We've got the fraction of one state.
Yeah.
The space of one state.
No, I genuinely think it would be, like, funny-ass content to, like, just pluck an American and make them drive back roads in the UK.
Or Swindon.
They'd have a panic attack. They'd actually just... That'd be it for them. I've seen these highways.
Because it is a case of you're driving down a dingy little back road with no that's like in the middle of the night, and then a moto just flies at you at 50 around a blind corner. they don't care, because if they hit you, you're dead. They're not. It's fine for them. But it's generally like, you're nervous. You're generally like, this is dangerous.
Because they're so fat, they're so huge. Like in these back roads that only have room for one car, how are you supposed to get around them? Yeah, they're filling the whole thing. So even for the little like made laybys, they're always working if there's a moto in the way.
No, ain't gonna work.
They're destroying this country.
They are destroying this country. And I'm someone who owns a boat. I own an actual boat, and it's still smaller than a moto. Not emphasized, but
it's not okay.
But yeah, I made a website. I sell stuff. It's my own little thing, and I'm happy.
Yeah, buy from James's website. Don't buy a moto.
Yeah, I've got cool wheels.
Yeah, have a look in the description if you're listening. It'll be in there. And we'll see you after these messages.
That's it. I'm buying a moto.
Yeah, should I actually get one?
Yeah.
You should.
No, if he does, I'll get upset.
James, go get me a glass of water, will you, babes?
No, you get me one, babes.
Bye, Bear Bear. Bye, Bear Bear.
I do declare, bye, Bear Bear.
Bear Bear shirts and mug available now. Check the description below.
Who can do the funniest face in Jar?
Me.
What's it? Can you a hey go?
I can't a hey go. I can't do it. I haven't tried to. I can't roll my eyes that far back. Alex, you do it. It's not that. Going cross-eyed is not a hey.
Yeah, do it and go.
Me when I see them McDonald's fries.
Alex goes to McDonald's, a hey goes, and then gets free fries.
That should be a little staple. We should open up a little restaurant.
A He Go Fries.
Yeah. Hey go fries.
Yeah, and that's like how you choose the sauce and you get some like custom like wafu head thing made and you let it get and it comes out of his mouth like the dribble.
And a hey go squirter like for your fries.
Yeah.
All the best waifus around.
I want the Hatsune Miku a hey go squirter. No, you got to roll your eyes back.
Welcome to the second half of the cast, so we answer questions from the Jar Media community. Head over to the subreddit where there's a suggestion thread where you can ask us whatever you like, just like Helix Hexagon 15 did, who has a bit of a chunky anecdote for us, but bear with us. Hey Jar, I need some advice on something that I think you guys can relate to. I may also have some new information on what you guys experienced a few years back. Allow me to explain. One of my closest friends, let's call him Bear Bear, has been meeting up with someone who is extremely religious and has been putting some dangerous thoughts into his head. For example, Bear Bear broke up with his boyfriend and he isn't allowed to be gay anymore, along with the belief that all Christians will be essentially Thanos snapped out of existence by 2029. And all non-believers will have the worst 7 years of their life before dying. Bear Bear is very easily led and has been going through some tough times at home, hence why I'm extremely worried. The other day he went to a church with his friend, which gave me some hope as I was expecting it to be part of the Church of England, where he could have talked to a real priest who could have put his head in the right place. But I later discovered it was part of a Love World Church / Christ Embassy. From my research, I've learned that they pray to a Nigerian dude called Pastor Chris, who claims he's the chosen one from God, can heal people and can talk to the man upstairs. If any of this doesn't scream cult, I don't know what does. My friend was given a book written by Pastor Chris, which I was able to find a digital copy of for free. I ain't giving any money to this fool. It's about being reborn and cleansing yourself from sin, which includes ditching your family and friends who aren't believers. I came to you guys because I don't want him to end up like your ex-friend who more or less ditched you all to join a cult. I was thinking maybe Bear Bear and your old friend might be a part of the same religion. For the record, I don't mind Bear Bear having a belief, but I don't want some crackpot taking advantage of his vulnerability. Do you guys have any advice on how I could help him? I want him to realize that he's being manipulated, but I don't want to offend him and for us to fall out. Sorry for the long-ass comment. Keep up the great work, Mingers. Game on.
I think this might be the most depressing thing to say, but it's probably too late.
Yeah.
Well, that's the trickiest thing with a cult, is that they're designed.
That sounds like, sorry to interrupt, but like just born again Christian talking about. I've spoken to people in Swindon that say this exact shit.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like the thing with a cult is that you're told to alienate yourself and to sort of think that outside is bad.
Yeah.
You know? So...
Because it keeps you in control. It keeps you controlled.
Yeah. So if you're being told from someone who's not in the cult, it's so easy to just be like, oh, they're an unbeliever.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Yeah. It has to come from them, basically. To be honest, I'm not sure what you could say at this point.
Yeah.
If they're that far down the rabbit hole, you just, what are you supposed to do? Nothing. Can't control other people, you know?
Yeah.
Unfortunate, though, that we understand somewhat. We have a reference point, at least. On a slightly less heavy topic, Poopy Cum Man says, who is the female Ryan Reynolds? It's just Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool with a wig on.
No, but there must be a Ryan Reynolds actor who isn't Ryan Reynolds.
Someone who's like conventionally attractive is the same in every single movie, and they're just kind of bad. And made for one role only.
There's not a single other actor that
is Ryan Reynolds.
They have to Ryan Reynolds does. There's no one as bad as him.
Well, I saw this was actually like on one of the huge subreddits or whatever. It was like the big question asked, like, who's the female Ryan Reynolds? And all the jokes were like, all the replies were very Reddit, just like, no one can be Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is the only one. Ryan Reynolds is female Ryan Reynolds.
I mean, yeah. No one can match his
panache.
No actor is so bad at acting that they can never convincingly act.
Who can go from being in movies in the early 2000s doing a shtick that everyone hates to then fast forwarding 10 years later where suddenly it's a shtick everyone loves. And it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Because you can't really say something like a Melissa McCarthy or someone like this.
Yeah.
It's a different niche. And she doesn't have the same conventional attractive model thing going on.
Yeah.
She's more of the fall over funny slapstick thing.
Fall over is funny though.
Yeah, but does Deadpool do that?
A little bit.
The slapstick in Deadpool's the violence.
Yes, it's much more
the
extreme.
Gore. Well, Limzed has one for us. I've noticed James usually brings up the nostalgia associated with games, films, TV, etc. when talking about his experience with them. I originally intended to do my dissertation on nostalgia in media and how it is used in marketing, and have done some research into it. Taking the most recent example of Dead Island, a game I cannot bear to play myself, the connections we have with these products are purely over time, and we would not enjoy them as much if they were released today. This may be because of how different you or your life was when you experienced it for the first time, or how the newer quality of life improvements made to modern games make older games more difficult for a new player to enjoy. An example of this could be a player coming from Breath of the Wild and going back to Ocarina of Time, but struggling because of its older and seemingly jankier design, or new Star Wars fans watching A New Hope and not understanding what made it so revolutionary in 1977. My question is for James, but is open to Jamie, Alex, Randy, and Reen. What piece of media do you enjoy, but you know you would not enjoy as much if you saw it for the first time today? Also taking into account how much it has been hyped up by people. Would you still enjoy the Fast and Furious or any number of Bethesda games if you pick them up today? By the way,
No, I think the time in the period of when something released influences heavily how much you're gonna like it. It's like that was
but
that time.
But also, it's not a defining thing. I didn't play Max Payne until a couple years ago.
That's the true test, though, is if something can defy nostalgia.
Yeah, and guess what? Dead Island can. It's a good-ass game. It literally transcends time.
I'm curious, I'm genuinely curious what research Lim Z has done, because I find nostalgia fascinating, especially how it's used for manipulation in marketing, as they were saying.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm always talking about that Frank Zappa quote where he's just like, we're just going to have shorter and shorter cycles of nostalgia till like, it's like a week. Because that's what's like happening, like all the movies, all the shit, it's all just constant nostalgia jerk off.
Yeah, and like looking at Stranger Things now, it's like Stranger Things season 1 is nostalgic to people.
Yeah, but how it plays into marketing is so key though.
Yeah,
because even like games like Destiny do it, where they're like re-releasing old content under the guise of it being like an exciting nostalgia trip. Remember that gun from year 2 of Destiny 1?
No.
You can get it now again with the season pass or whatever. Or like, but I do think that like, I don't know how like the original Star Wars would hit now if I'd like never engaged with it, because I for the last JARCast I did The Fifth Element. I recommended The Fifth Element. I've never seen that movie.
Is that the Bruce Willis one?
Yeah, the Bruce Willis, Mia Jovovich one.
Well, James would like that then.
And I really did not enjoy it. And I was like trying to figure out what it is about it. And I was reading like the comments and the people who like love it because it's such a like cult movie.
Yeah.
They were like, it's just supposed to be fun. It just didn't it didn't tickle me in any which way. So I don't really know. Because then surely if I saw The Fifth Element when I was a little kiddie, maybe it would sit differently in my brain.
Like The Phantom Menace.
Like The Phantom... No, that's just genuinely really good. Okay.
Well, yeah. No, I think with games, when something is good, it is just good. Like, it doesn't matter when you play it. If it feel good, it's fun.
You're saying if the mechanics of the game are true and hold up, that's why things like old Assassin's Creed, old Bethesda games.
Yeah. And that's why I think Star Wars is the opposite. It doesn't hold up because it was old.
Nah, not true, because some of the best films ever are old.
But when you're spoiled by...
It depends what you appreciate from something like movies, because... With my mindset now, I probably still would like the original Star Wars, or I probably wouldn't get invested in the story very much because it's got like pretty corny, weird dialogue and...
Yeah, it's kind of baby.
It's kind of baby, but... I was watching some of it the other night on Disney Plus. Just like, how does this feel? But I like the production so much. I like the design of everything, the music. Like, there's enough to appreciate. But that's part of my process when consuming media is the context of when it was made.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. What's the actual like question?
Like, what's something that would not hold up now that you have nostalgia for? Like, you know it would not.
Dead Island's not one of them. That holds up now.
It does hold up now.
That's what I'm saying. It does hold up now.
Yeah, it does.
You played it again?
I'd love to.
I played it a couple years ago.
Not to completion, just for a little lull.
No, for quite a while. Like a fair few hours. It genuinely feels good. It's fun.
No, see, I'd say Skyrim doesn't hold up now. Because the gameplay there feels trash.
Yeah, but you don't... Do you have nostalgia for Skyrim?
Yeah.
One I would say for you is New Vegas. I genuinely think for someone to pick that up now and play through it, it's hard.
No,
it's difficult barrier to
entry. The gameplay might be trash, but as soon as you get sunk into those RPG elements, you get sucked in. I do.
Yeah, but
every 2 to 3 years.
Why would you like? Say it's me, right? I've never played a video game. Would you seriously like recommend New Vegas?
If you want an RPG game, yes. Because I play New Vegas every 2 to 3 years. I'll do a full playthrough of all the DLC.
Nah, be real. When was the last time you finished New Vegas? Be serious.
Ooh.
What do you mean, when did I last finish it? The last playthrough I did Dead Money again, I did Old Blues, I didn't do Lonesome Road because it's late game.
No, I'm just going off you were playing it every 3 years thing. I don't believe you.
No, I generally do because I love that game. And if I play
I believe you love it.
If I play it yearly, because I get cravings to play New Vegas regularly, if I play it yearly, I'll dilute my nostalgia for it. So I go back and I wait like 2-3 years for it to feel a bit fresh. And I'll do a different build. I might do sniper, melee. I'll go back and just do a different approach and be a dick. And I'll have a great time and it still holds up.
Do you know what one I have?
What?
GTA 4.
You saying it doesn't hold up?
It absolutely does.
No, yeah, I'm saying gameplay-wise, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't hold up.
The driving do.
What?
The driving does.
Yeah, the driving does.
Do you think that's a base? Do you think that's a base game feel thing or a game old frame rate, old resolution thing?
A game feel thing. It feels like glunky.
Like you're wading
It does.
through.
It feels like a Glock.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Good game though. Awesome.
Great game.
Very nostalgic for it.
Did you hear, speaking on that topic, Rockstar abandoned the Red Dead and GTA 4 remakes based off the work of the
I hate it when
re-releases from a few months ago.
I hate it when a company just gets the total wrong message from
it was
something.
like they got like an AI to do it.
Yeah, it's like, well, no, it's not because you did a remaster. It's because you did it shite.
By a mobile developer.
Yeah. You do a good
use
one.
an AI.
You ported a mobile game to current gen consoles by a mobile developer and then suddenly everyone thinks it's shit. Because it was shit, because you put no effort into it.
Yeah.
Put effort into GTA 4 remake, people would love it because people have nostalgia.
But even with how bad they were, I'm pretty sure they still sold like over 10 million copies.
Yeah, probably, but that's not enough for a company that probably makes that every day on GTA.
That's so annoying. Why are they taking these conclusions away?
Because nothing will make GTA Online.
It's sometimes it feels like a company will be like, well, this thing is making us more money, but you want to do this, so let's do this.
Yeah.
Like people are asking for this, and let's prove to them why we can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So they do it shitly on purpose, so they can say, "Oh, well, no."
But that doesn't make sense though. If they're profit driven, profit motivated, the maximum profit would be to resell Red Dead Redemption 1 and GTA 4, because the crowd like James, who like fucking loves GTA 4, he's not alone. It's a huge audience of people who would love to revisit that game. So many millions of people would buy Red Dead 1 and GTA 4.
Yeah, me. I never even played Red Dead 2, but I'd buy a Red Dead 1 remake in no time. I'd pre-order it.
I just don't get it. Why?
GTA Online make big money.
But they could be making more money.
But also they said all of their teams are working on GTA 6 now.
Mm-hmm. But it's not like they're short of cash. Just like pay another studio to do it properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay Respawn to do it.
Respawn?
What?
Just pay Respawn to do it.
Well, seeing as we're on these lines, done with it all, 123 says Bear Lads. I found a cheap copy of the Mass Effect collection, but I was wondering, should I bother with Mass Effect 3? One of the big reasons I'm interested in these games is the role-playing action balance, and 3 seems to be a lot more action-focused than the others. Also, what are your opinions on Andromeda? Now piss off. We've got a whole trilogy of videos on this topic. But I would say, if you play the first 2, you're going to be playing 3. You're just you're not going to be able to help it.
Yeah, because 2 is so good.
2 is so good and it ends on a cliffhanger. You're not going to be able to resist.
You might not finish 3, but you'll start.
There's still good parts of that game?
Yeah.
No, shut up.
No, that's a nostalgia one, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, there's good parts to Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. That shit was fun.
Yes. Mass Effect 1's a nostalgia game.
Yeah, which is why they needed to address how bad those mechanics were for that re-release.
Yeah, and
even then it's
suddenly
not fixed.
Still better experience.
Mm-hmm.
They did make it better,
Yeah.
but I wish they'd done a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, should have got a mobile developer to do it.
Yeah, they should have just made it look like a cartoon fucking...
And to me, as far as opinions on Andromeda, its only value to me is humor. Outside of that, it's
embarrassing.
like it's an embarrassing game to me. I really cannot. That's one that they should have just eaten. Like all the money they put, just eat it, because the stain and the embarrassment that they put.
It hurt BioWare so much more than it did EA. And then Anthem came out as well, and it was like,
yeah.
Do you guys even still have it? And I'm really starting to think they don't.
Yeah.
No, they're not even a thing anymore, are they?
Yeah, they're making Dragon
Age 4, right?
Yeah. Because that was their one little shining thing. I think it was that really bad year of games, 2014. They won Game of the Year for Inquisition, which I feel like any other year probably wouldn't have happened. But cause all I've heard about that game is like how ridiculously grindy it is, and all these like to even do like the next mission, you got to like go grind boring side quests, so like this kind of stuff.
I don't care for Dragon Age.
Yeah. Ooh. About this one from Paper Mache Dream. What are your thoughts on the new Gorillaz single? I personally think it's a banger, especially with Thundercat's bass. I'm right there with you. I'm a huge Thundercat fan. That was one of the positives that came out of 2020 for me. It was when I really got into Thundercat and his solo like albums. Big fan. Huge fan.
Good song. Really good song.
Yeah, it's like continuing the now. Sorry, not the now.
Song Machine.
The Song Machine like trend of just these kind of recapturing that, the collabs that like feel like something new, but they're also like still Gorillaz and it's still really good. That's a big one for me. Cracker Island. Listen to it now. Well, seeing as we're on this topic, actually, Mundane Turnover 64 says, just would like to say that Jar Media saved my music taste. As a young boy in 2013, I was 11 years old and was just listening to dubstep. Yep.
So was I.
No, not in 2016.
For 2016 was...
Donald Trump just came in, Brexit just got announced, put on the dubstep.
2016, bro, that's for 6 years ago.
Yeah. And dubstep wasn't a thing.
I was 19.
Yeah, it was like 2012 was dubstep time.
Yeah. You forget how long ago that was. Yeah.
Be a stone up, be a stone up, be a stone up.
Well, no, to be honest, if you're now listening to like Tame Impala and the stuff Alex listens to, then we didn't save it. We just made it worse.
No, you're saved.
No, it depends what they listen to. Because I don't think anyone cares what music you listen to. So even if you are listening to dubstep,
People care. People will judge you.
well, if you're
Somebody
if
just
you're
did to
if
me
you're
really
getting
meanly.
affected by the way people judge you, that's a you problem. Like, I don't care. I listen to cringy music and I love listening to cringy music. I'm literally stuck in the techno bunker at the moment. That's no better than dubstep.
Actually, if you break down the music theory.
Done.
Do you have any fun, well, speaking of nostalgia, nostalgic memories of dubstep?
Yes, dubstep parkour. I'm not even gonna joke. I have genuine nostalgia for that era of my life. Being cringy and going to school 5 days a week, getting bullied severely, going home making really cringy videos that then got me bullied even worse. Great part of my life.
Yeah. A necessary cringe to be based.
I accepted my cringe. And where are the people now who didn't? How's their life?
Right here.
Team Actimel says this. Hi lads. With the recent announcement of The Last of Us Part 1 and Resident Evil 4 Remake, I was wondering what your thoughts on remakes and remasters are. Specifically when they are and aren't justified, especially in relation to these two announcements. Cheers.
We make Mass Effect 1, we make GTA 4, we make Red Dead Redemption. Yeah.
I think it's a different thing when it's video games as opposed to movies. Movies are different because an old movie doesn't just inherently make it bad. Whereas
in fact, it can make them better.
Yeah, certain restrictions mean they're to be creative in different ways. Whereas with video games, something like RE4, I guess it's kind of more controversial. A better example would be RE2, where it's changing it so much.
But also, like even try and play Resident Evil 2 now, like the original.
The original, yeah.
Like, where do you even get it?
The fixed camera.
But where do you get it? How do you even play it? Like
Yeah,
a movie, like Disney Plus is a good example. It's not like you can't watch Star Wars now. You totally can. You just can't play old games.
Mm-hmm.
And although that should be something that's fixed, Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo should all have their super old games just on PC.
No, but they slice them up piecemeal and put them in subscription services.
Yeah. But that's the thing as well, like game feel. Go back and actually, like, if you manage to get Resident Evil 2, go back and actually play it. That shit's going to be archaic as hell.
There's certain types of games have aged poorer than others. Like the original Mario, that's fine. Still feels good and responsive. Especially that early 3D kind of era. It needs some adjustments.
Yeah, it needs some scrubbing.
Especially with like even stuff like audio quality and stuff like this, and like voice acting in like PS1 games and stuff like that. They're so limited in that kind of era. There's like room for obvious improvement. So when you're pointing at games like RE4 is one for me where I'm very intrigued. So I was a huge fan of the RE2 remake. I never played RE3, but I like that idea.
Yeah, ones I don't like is like Dead Space. You need to remake Dead Space.
I'm kind of torn on that one.
Have you seen like the proof of concept type stuff? Like
I saw like one thing of it.
Didn't look very good.
No, I think they are probably one of the most, like, I'm most confident about that remake than anything else, because they understand that it's about atmosphere.
It is EA motive though. They did like the campaign for Battlefront 2.
Yeah, they've not proven themselves whatsoever.
No, but
Resident
the people.
Evil
No, it's not about the studio name. The studio name means nothing. People need to get away from this idea that just because X studio is doing it doesn't mean it's got any relation to anything of the previous studio's work. The people making Dead Space.
No, I'd say it has a huge.
No, that's if it's the same people. We're talking about the heads of the people making Dead Space or experience with Dead Space. I read out the people who are making it and their fucking experience with it. They're actually, you can trust them, and how open they've been about the remake and what is actually made Dead Space, and that they're trying to recapture that is better than any other remake so far, because they're never as open about it. EA
there's some really good examples of remakes.
Like?
Demon Souls.
Well, yeah, that's different. No, what I'm not saying
2?
is, like, if you're going to remake a game and you don't say anything about what you're doing until it comes out, you're not inspiring confidence in that remake doing the original game justice. If you identify the reasons why this original game was good, and you're like, oh, we're trying to recapture that, and you're being really open about the atmosphere and all those type of things. The studio
might not have the actual know-how to make a game as good as the original.
No, but they're being open about what they want to recapture, and that's
good. Yeah, but
good.
it's all well and good, like saying, oh, we want it to be as good as the original.
But their proof of what they're showing is good.
Well, no, they showed a thing, and I know the idea of it was like for it to be criticized, so they could know what to work on. But like, it looked really rough.
What video are we on about? Because I've seen
it's like footage of Isaac like shooting, and it looks bad. I straight up, but like
I don't think because they did loads of tech stuff and it was all about the atmosphere in Unreal Engine. And Isaac's breathing and that shit looked great.
On Twitter, they showed like gameplay, and they were like, "Look at this, criticize, tell us what you think." But like, it's not where I'd want it to be. Well, like, when's it due to come out?
January next year.
Yeah, and I don't know when this tweet was, but it was like,
yeah, but they're doing that.
It looked rough as hell.
They're doing that though, which is important. They're actually communicating what their thing is.
Yeah.
For me, the conversation for Dead Space 1 is more of a how necessary is this?
I know, but that's
the
thing.
game feel for the original was
that's
still
the thing
really
as
good.
well. That's
the same with Resident Evil 4. It's the same with GTA 4. It's the same with Red Dead Redemption 1.
But RE4 at least has the tank controls, like that old ass, which will be changed.
And that's a PS2 game?
No.
It was GameCube, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was released on PS2.
Was he that old?
Yeah, RE2, whereas Dead Space...
Wait, no, did you say RE2 or RE4, sorry?
RE4.
4.
Yeah.
PS2, GameCube.
Yeah, it was GameCube.
Yeah, Christ. I thought it was actually like Xbox
Whereas
360.
like Dead Space was the 360, which I mean
very early, but
it is old. But I mean,
well, they're aping what Capcom's doing with RE.
Yeah.
Because there's money to be made. I don't know. It depends how
if
they give it.
Was never the
if they're putting a bunch of like, my biggest concern would be like adding a bunch of like exposition fluff and dialogue, and I think they're giving Isaac a voice now or something.
I think so. Which because they're gonna plan to do all three, I'm sure, or at least 2.
Yeah,
if it sells well,
I'm sure it will. I mean,
yeah, and it does make more sense to have him voice in the first one if he's gonna be voiced. in the second one.
But it's just about execution.
Yeah,
I'm not as like immediately confident in it as
No, but it wasn't that long ago I went back and played Dead Space 1. I played all 3 of them, I'm pretty sure, and Dead Space 1 is good as hell. It's still really good.
It's not aged very badly at all.
No, it's like a really thoughtfully made game.
Well, how do you feel about The Last of Us 1? Because that's quite a controversial one, I'd say.
I think it's really silly.
I saw the like Tess glow up tweet.
Yeah.
Where they were showing, like, they've been showing off all the like character models, but they're like, now they all look really dirty and sad and old.
Yeah.
Including Ellie and Joel and whatnot. Which again, it's just a like marketing thing to tie in to this HBO show that's coming out. And that's probably one of their main reasons for doing it. But it does feel, I don't know, it doesn't feel that necessary. Because they've already made their money again re-releasing it on PS4. And now they're re-releasing it again.
It for 5. Yeah, it's getting a bit Skyrim-y. But like, I find the new, the updates for like character designs and stuff, it takes away from some of the...
You're like removing the context of the era all of a sudden, and you are losing something in that process.
Well, yeah, but it's like...
Are they going to
an
add
artistic intent? Like, why did Joel look the way he did in The Last of Us 1? Why have you changed it? Like, did it not convey who he was before? Was that were we just looking at the wrong Joel? Is it not how you envisioned him?
Yeah.
And if so, why did you make him look that way? Because like The Last of Us 1 has incredibly high fidelity presentation.
And it still feels fine.
Yeah.
Again, it's not like aged badly or anything particularly. It's just like not The Last of Us Part 2 level of visual fidelity. So
yeah, and I think it could be cool if they go all in and gameplay wise align it with Part 2, because Part 2 feels
because that's they are at least doing that. They're making the gameplay like Last of Us Part 2.
But I don't know, man.
Just remake The Witcher 1.
They're working on another Witcher game.
Shouldn't they?
Why?
But remake Witcher 1 so people can actually enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, that game is just way too old to go back and play.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Let's end on this one. From Spooky Wagons 1. Hey lads, this is a question specifically for James. How did you go about purchasing your car? It's a beautiful vehicle, but I do not know where to start with getting an imported car. Some general advice would be amazing. Bye.
My car was faked. It wasn't. There's no way in hell that car would ever be sold for the price I bought it. I basically stole it. It was it was imported to the UK in 2017, so it was already here, and I just happened to stumble on it on Facebook when I was just doing my usual Japanese car search, and then I bought it. But if you want to import a car, it's a long process because you need an exporter in Japan who will ship it to you, but then you need someone here who's going to register the paperwork.
But you're saying on Facebook when you're searching for Japanese car, what search terms do you put in to even get?
If you want to buy a Japanese import car, you need to find the model you want.
So what were you specifically searching for Laurels?
I'd been searching for Laurels on Japanese websites for some time because I wanted one. But I found mine by searching Toyota JZX 100s on eBay UK. The Laurel was suggested, and that's when I found it. But if you want to export a car, there's a few companies who do it. Talk GT. Google quite literally importing a Japanese car, and there should be companies who will find you the one in Japan, import it to UK, sort everything, and then you pick it up. It's expensive because there's a lot of fees in there for them doing the job.
And shipping.
Yeah, but if you email them like, I want a Toyota Pro Box, I want a Suzuki Cappuccino, I want a Laurel, they'll take information and they will find it in Japan. The hard mode on that is that you do that yourself. And you go on the auctions in Japan through a proxy service and you bid on cars going to auction in Japan and you buy them that way, which is significantly cheaper.
But you're risking
you're buying
like getting lost somewhere in like just a Japanese market that you've got.
No, that you're risking buying a shed. Because much like anything here, it's like someone will buy a car for £200, do the worst repairs to it and then sell it for 30k. Because the Americans have inflated the market, so people are scamming cars from Japan. So if you bid on a car in Japan at auction unseen and it comes up in England, shit, that's the risk you take. That's why you pay service, because then they'll have people who check cars and whatnot. It's expensive. I looked to import another Law and they said it's going to be about 10k minimum.
Whoa.
To import one. And I can probably get one through auction for 6, and then I bought mine for like 3. Already in the UK.
Yours is a fraction of that, less than third of what it would cost.
So it's a lot of money.
And timing. You just happened to find someone who was getting rid of. They had to get rid of one.
Yep, they had to get rid of it, and I was just like, I'm having it. But buying from the UK would be easier, but you're just going to be paying more. So just find the model you want, and then just start searching. Search Facebook, search eBay, search Google search, and then you can go from there. Or message me. I can help you just by messaging me. I can import one for you if you want.
For a small little fee.
A small little fee.
A finder's fee, as they say.
If you buy some jar merch, I can import a car for you for free.
Any final words?
Bye 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 bye.
Bye 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 bye.
Bye 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 bye.
Okay. See ya. Whatever. Bye. Who's sitting over there? Jar Bear.
Who's sitting over there? James's bear.
Pronounce your gulps and it just tastes so much better.
That Skyrim guy at work.
Did he actually gulp like that?
He gulped like Skyrim.
Gulp like Skyrim?
Yeah, he drink that whole pint in one go. Skyrim gulping it the whole time.
That's really distracting and something like a toddler would do.
Yeah. So it'll be a perfectly quiet office and you just hear the Skyrim
really loud. Good afternoon, morning, evening or night, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Patron segment for July 2022. No Randy this time. He's on house arrest, last time I heard. But Argy and I should be able to fill in his stead with James swapping in at the halfway point. Right, you ready, boy? Yeah, let's do this. So big thanks to who has the biggest silly sausage? Ruben, episode 9, Jar Media. Italia, Magma Slug. It's 3:30, time for HRT, and the substance is estrogen. Levi, Pearl Slug, aka that one time Alex pronounced it Mojave. Sorry, Mojave. How did I say it again? Mojave, I thought it was, yeah. Slimp Brother. Dr. Duluxo Shabangu. Oliver Holm Janbai. Dexter McCall. Gucci Guna. I love Babor Bell, she is my queen. Kung Fu Kami. O&H. Canty is stuck in Warzone Tower. Joseph Rutland. There's a bear waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd bear our minds. Randy kills the Jar Cinematic Universe. Neo Theo. Alex is the very model of a scientist Solarian. His xenoscience studies range from coochie to Toydarian. James's dad. Crusoe. Zell. Simon Steele. The male Homo sapien from whom the individual named James was produced via the process of sexual reproduction, aka James's dad. Joku, Toye, James's dad, whoa, James's father, whoa, James's daddy, whoa, James's papa, woo, James's pops. Tommy G, formally requesting more as they say videos on YouTube, a la the Nostalgia Critic video. James's dad. Ewan James's Craig Doherty. James's silky... filtered, slowly slithering down Alex's goon hole. Jimuzu no Otosan Desu. Was that something bad? I can't speak Japanese. Krill Muncher, Unwashed Reptile, James's dad. The Forlorn Piscator. Fat Detective from Batman Begins here. James, if you don't put me back on the wall, I'll flood your toilets with my falafel feces. James's dad. Logan. Simsy. Grace, aka Sandy Maker. iDog Dimmadome, proprietor of the Dimsdale Dibbadome, do declare that here Republic of Bear. Even Pilling. Panzerkampfwagen VI Tiger Osf E. Busting a gut and then busting a nut. Short Ass Brapple. Tongue-tied. Corey Lado. Jungle Cruise was a cinematic masterpiece and the best film of 2021. Actual quote from my boyfriend. Hi. Sorry, I'm an AI. This isn't a silly Patreon name, it's a confession. I'm an actual artificial intelligence. Anyway, back to the names. He's cursed. Whoever is sat at the top of his command dies. Colonel Q Sergeant Harvey. They're all dead, but whatever happens, he lives. The piss are stained by my beans. Such shame I cannot bear. Thy part in this shall not be forgiven, I do declare. Fappin' and clappin', it's happening. Lapping up sap that I've splat on the mat and the substance is masculine. Travis King. Captain Clungehole. Literally a patron. Comically large and rather erect. Stormy. I do declare this is Random Minion XD. Grant Connor. Jack Price. Kelly Levine. Kooky. Cheeky Little Lloyd. Stone Weevil. If you're hearing this, babe, please wake up. The doctors say they're pulling the plug in 3 days. I need to hear your voice again. Sketch. Mydello Falaguts. Misa du declarisa Bezer. Avikant. Ben Baucom. State of Alaska. Harvey Cohen. Callum Quick. James's dad. Toe Sucker. Lord Chiquita, the king of the Banana Republic. Mr. Chips, beaten, bruised, and sobbing, stands as a man gives him a silver platter, lifting the lid to reveal 2 yellow butt I do declare that I did not fuck my cat, I did not come on my cat, I did not put my dick anywhere near my cat. Dangly Langley, James's dada. Tonios Welt. Thanks, everyone.
A big thank you to Sad Nietzsche Shit. Pad Thai is an Asian ancient cuisine. Begone, I say, you foolish savage. I am a god, the golden god, and my rage will fall upon you with the power of 1,000 storms. Whoever is reading this has to blow a kiss. Lick Cosney McGungle. Liquid hot magma dripping down my anus. Introducing the Illuminati, the sexiest man alive. Race play James, Beast, the king of corgis, and Alex, the most likely to... Went to Caled and all I got was Scarlet what? Not my Nick. Bear, I do announce to all those true and fair, none doth compared to those you declare, bear. Krusty Kamikaze. Harriet Broadley. Crypt Keeper, James's dad. The Bush. Imported guest. Tom Baranak. Gilbert the Awesome One. James's dad. Nate's minifigs. Don't change your name to Welsh. I'm not gonna read it.
Oh, is that pedantic town name or whatever?
Yeah, the town name of Lilian Fab Pulugoda. When will Longleaf Cast be released? Recorder Enthusiast. Cobalt Wad. Drain My Cock Johnson. Chaser the Dragon. Michael from NZ. Ed Sheeran Ginger Pubes. The person reading this is sexy and epic. Joseph Jewish Jarling. Charred Seal Collector. Tom Fudging Armstrong. Free Palestine. Piss Drinkers Unleashed. Stephen is human. Meekly. Konatada. Butter me up some porn on the cob. James's dad. Before I hand this iPad off to you, you should know that I let Pissatic use it, and now it's full of his piss. Swish, swish. Quebec Films. Aura, Keck Flexington, Ben, Fartbag, Gez, Fiddle, Dream Awful 2142, Melvin, Brother of the Joker, Misa 101, King Kong Fan Free, She 5 in on my 1 until I 50 million. Release the Quindle Cut. James's dad. Danny G. Baselord. Woodpecker from Mars. Edgy Air Wrecker. Sybil Dibble Sib. James's Bab. Evil Goblin. Femboy in a Bebo shirt is now a trans girl. Smile. Happy for you. Creamer. Sam. Adam Johnston. Tom Bueys. James loves Family Guy. Free Funnies. Super Crunchers, Joel Stewart, Pooh Brewers, When Blackbirds Fly, Big Roops, Gremblow, Jose, BG, Cooter Panda, Lucy Tyres an Asian Anal Queen, Wandy Ruins Patreon, The Pooh Man. We should probably skip this name because it references James' various crimes against humanity. I've got many. Katia fucking Manigan, David Wallace. I've got, bro, my thumbs are huge.